This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
CBI tracks a 2G money trail to Kalanyar TV, says that the channel got a massive loan in return for a 2G favor to DB Realty. Raja is likely to face a 2G charge sheet by the March end. The Supreme Court demands a special court hearing. Raja continues to face the music. CBI gets remand extended by 4 days for Raja. And Balagan takes a dig at Amma's sick leaves. AIADMK is not impressed, stages a walkout in the assembly. Student suicides on the rise. Another student from Puliyanthop takes the extreme step. Parents cry foul.
This incident exposes certain realities.
Government functions rank higher than exams for this school in Velachery. Students are sidelined as colour TV sets distribution takes centre stage. Payanam, the first film to flick to use the hijacking of IC-814 as a backdrop, is set for takeoff. Director Radha Mohan gets candid.
People who've seen the film so far, they've liked it very much, and the vibe has been very positive. And I really hope it will carry on with the audience as well.
Very good evening and welcome to Late Night News with me, Ashmit. Let's have a look at stories coming in from across the country. The government's panel to probe the ISRO deal has two people who were in the decision making. One of them, a former cabinet secretary. We are shattered, but we will take our battle to the Supreme Court. Activist Binayak Sen's wife tells NDTV. A drunk CRPF Jawan shoots down a national level athlete because she refused to give her phone number. The stadiums may not be ready, but Indian Cricket Board gears up for another contingency. Ensures the cup for nearly 250 crore rupees. Well, first up in the top story, even as the CBI continues into its investigations into the 2G scam, it is translating into nervous moments for quite a few here in Chennai. Now, in its report to the Apex Court, the CBI claimed that they are exploring a possible money trail leading up to Kalanyar TV. Now, remember that members of the first family of the DMK, Dayalu Amal and Kanimudi, have a majority stake in this channel. And the CBI is also investigating possible kickbacks that the channel received in the form of a loan from the DB Realty. Now, also keep in mind that DB Realty and its associate Swan Telecom are at the epicenter of the 2G investigations. In fact, the CBI has also arrested Shahid Balwa, the director of Swan Telecom. Well, the DMK spokesperson TK Salangovan has denied any knowledge of money flow from TB Group to the Kalanyar TV. He has also maintained that the party was ready to face any challenges. Now, on being questioned about the Supreme Court fast-forwarding the 2G investigations, interestingly, he remarked that he welcomed the move and again that all corruption cases should be expedited. Well, Radhika Iyer, our senior editor, joined us with more details about this line of investigation, which does point towards people in positions of power.
This, of course, is the second scam which over the last few weeks has been snowballing into a huge embarrassment for Kalingir TV and, of course, for the owners of Kalingir TV, which majoritarily comprises the Chief Minister's family members. However, just to clarify to our viewers, the CBI in its report submitted to the Supreme Court today is only indicating a possible kickback, which of course it says that it doesn't have evidence for. It is only a presumption. It is only joining the dots by the CBI, by the agency that it has been doing over the last few days after Raja's arrest and after questioning A. Raja. But this, of course, piece of information does not seem to come from A. Raja during the interrogation, but from Balwa, who of course is the managing director of DB Realty. Now, the possible plan that the CBI has drawn out of interrogation from Balwa is that in 2008, A. Raja allegedly played favoritism to DB Realty to grant them 2G license, and in return of that favor, DB Realty has given a loan of over 210 crore rupees to Kalingir TV in the fiscal year of 2009 and 10. Now, this again is a possible link to the 2G scam. However, there is no evidence to support that, but sources within Kalingir TV and their financial management continue to maintain that the channel is run professionally and that as per the schedule and as per the agreement, the interest was paid and the loan has been waived off and repaid to DB Realty. Because of a disagreement, apparently DB Realty and Cineyug, a firm which is connected to DB Realty, was interested in having a 30% stake in Kalinga TV, which of course the management was not very happy with. And just as an enlightenment to our viewers, to take about 20 seconds more, Kalinga TV is mainly comprising of the family members of the DMK's first family. Ms. Dayalu Ammal, the wife of the Chief Minister, owns 60% of stake in that company, while Kannimuri, the Rajya Sabha MP, holds 20%, and Sharat Kumar, like we were saying, the erstwhile friend of the Maran brothers, owns the rest of the 20%, who now plays the role of the CEO of Kalinga TV.
Well, staying with the 2G investigations, the CBI has gained an edge in the ongoing investigations. Now, the agency has been granted remand for Raja for 4 more days. Now, this will allow the agency to question both A. Raja and Shahid Balwa together. Now, Shahid Balwa, the director of Swan Telecom, was brought to Delhi last evening. CBI sources say it now has evidence that A. Raja gave Balwa an undervalued spectrum deal. In return, Balwa channelized kickbacks for Raja into real estate businesses, an area where Raja is believed to have a huge presence. Well, meanwhile, it was a big day for the CBI in the courts today as they submitted their status report and made startling revelations. And now the top court has said that the government must assure that a special court will hear this case. It has also stated that it does not want to pass an order if the government sets up a special court. Meanwhile, the CBI has been asked to file a first charge sheet in this case by the end of next month, that's March 31st. Now, the Supreme Court has also demanded that the probe should also cover the culpability of beneficiaries of this scam. Sources, however, are saying that the agency might not be able to complete the entire probe by the 31st of March. The CBI is currently focusing on unraveling the role played by Swan Telecom and Unitech Limited. Well, speaking of political heat, the last day of assembly session of the present DMK regime ended with high drama. All the opposition members staged a walkout, while AIADMK and MDMK objected to State Finance Minister's remarks on AIADMK Chief Sir Jayalalitha's absence on health grounds. The left parties walked out saying that the government has failed to come up with a policy to check the increasing prices.
On the last day of the last session of the Assembly, the ruling DMK and the main opposition AIADMK locked horns. State Finance Minister's remarks on AIADMK Chief Jayalalitha's absence from the Assembly made the opposition walk out. The tearing of the interim budget copy by AIADMK members as a mark of protest led to the Deputy Chief Minister moving a resolution against such acts.
10-2-2011 இடைக்கால நிதிநிலை அறிக்கை மீதான பதிலுரையை மாண்புமிகு பேரவை முன்னவர் அவர்கள் ஆற்றிக் கொண்டிருக்கும் போது திரு டி ஜெயக்குமார், திரு கோ அரி, திரு ஏ.கே. போஸ் ஆகிய உறுப்பினர்கள் இடைக்கால நிதிநிலை அறிக்கையை கிழித்து அவையிலே வீசி எறிந்தார்கள். இத்தகைய செயல் பேரவை விதிகளுக்கு முரணானதாகவும் பேரவையின் இறையாண்மைக்கு எதிரானதாகவும் ஜனநாயக நெறிமுறைகளுக்கு மாறானதுமாகவும் உள்ளது என்பதால் இப்பேரவை இவர்களின் செயலை வன்மையாக கண்டிக்கிறது.
அம்மையார் சொன்ன கருத்தை இங்கே நம்முடைய துணைத் தலைவரும் பேசினார். நிதி பற்றாக்குறை என்பது ஒன்று நடைமுறை செலவுகளுக்கு ஆண்டுதோறும் வருவாய் கணக்கிலே செய்யப்படுகிற செலவுகளுக்கு பற்றாக்குறை ஏற்பட்டால் தான் அது பெரிய குறை. அந்த வருவாய் கணக்கிலே செய்யப்படுகிற செலவு உபரியாக இருக்கக்கூடிய அளவுக்கு இந்த ஆண்டு வரவு செலவு திட்ட அறிக்கையில் தெரிவிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது.
Despite the unruly scenes, the passing of the Non-Resident Tamils Welfare Bill 2011 was hailed by the members. The opposition, however, maintained that the Speaker had been unfriendly to them throughout the session, and there were opposition's galore to some of the bills that came to discussion. The Tamil Nadu Marine Fishing Regulation Bill faced opposition from the AIADMK, while the CPM failed to see eye to eye with the ruling party on the Tamil Nadu Preservation for Private Forests Bill.
The comments made by the Honorable Finance Minister, it did not behove his age, and it was in such poor taste how he commented on our leader. The Honorable Speaker, as usual, he was so unfair and one-sided.
தமிழகத்தினுடைய நிதி அமைச்சர் அவர்கள் இறுதியாக உரை நிறுத்தினார்கள். அதில் விலைவாசி உயர்வு கட்டுப்படுத்துவது குறித்து எந்தவிதமான நடவடிக்கையும் அவர்கள் அறிவிக்கவில்லை.
The drama-filled assembly session has finally ended. In the run-up to the assembly polls, the rhetoric in the assembly will reverberate across the state. While the DMK will talk about AIADMK chief's rest, the AIADMK will talk about the DMK chief's absence from the assembly during 2001-2006 tenure of the AIADMK. In Chennai with Peer Mohammed, Divya Kumar for NDTV Hindu.
Well, shifting tracks to a disturbing trend, another student commits suicide. Was this another case of teachers pushing the student beyond the edge? Well, find out to come back and know more about this one story on the other side.